Hello and welcome to Dishing Delights. My name is Jenica and today I am going to spend an afternoon with you as I make some cookies, bake some bread, and make some dinner. Now let's get into it. Good morning. I am going to make some bread so we have some for dinner and the rest of the week. I'm just going to make the white bread recipe I've been making lately, but this time I'm going to toss it in the oven. I'm going to measure everything out right now. I will leave this recipe down below. $281 grams of water, 30 grams of oil, one and a half teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, but I am going to try it with honey this time. And then 390 grams of flour, or 3 cups and a quarter cup. And then 2 teaspoons of yeast. And I am going to toss this in the bread machine, on dough cycle. All right, I am going to make some turkey meatballs. So I have my turkey meat here. I have 2 pounds of it. All right, I just washed my hands. I'm going to try to open up everything I need, and then we will start making our meatballs. I have some minced onion here. I'm going to put like a tablespoon of that in. I have some basil leaves. I'm going to put about a half teaspoon. Same thing with our oregano. I'm also going to do a little bit of salt and some pepper, of course. A couple teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. We need a cup of breadcrumbs, but I don't have a full cup. So I'll put what I have in. And then I'll also put some oats in. If I need more oats, I'll add it in. 2 farm fresh eggs. Then I'm going to mix this up and see if it's the perfect texture. I'm definitely going to add in the rest of those oats because this isn't super lean. It still has 15% fat, so those oats will really absorb all that extra fat. I do think those will work out pretty perfectly. I'm going to wash my hand. All right, I do think I'm gonna add a little bit more oats. And then I'm going to make our meatballs on this tray. Now, why I'm making so many of these meatballs is because I'm going to make this for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to meal prep the rest for the rest of the week. So tonight when I break these out for dinner, I'm going to make a large batch of brown rice, and I'm going to cook up some broccoli so that I can serve these as my lunches throughout the week because we have been having some very busy days lately. It's going to storm later today, but it's been so nice out lately, and it seems like either my lunch gets rushed or my dinner gets rushed, so it'll be nice to have these on hand. I go through these phases where I am really on top of my meal prep, and then the next month I will just throw myself off and get really off track. So I'm trying not to do that as much. But last week I canned a whole lot of beans, and that has really saved me already. And there is our tray of meatballs. We are going to set these in the fridge until we're ready for dinner. So I have 15 meatballs that I'm going to cook tonight. I'm going to toss the rest of these in the freezer, and I'll just save these for another time. That was a last minute decision on my part. All right, my bread dough is done. Have it right here. Going to pull it out of the bread machine container, and then we will bake it. Got a little bit of coconut oil here. Going to grease this dish. Now I have the oven preheating. So I'm going to let this rise here until the oven is completely preheated. I have these now frozen meatballs. I'm going to toss them into this container. And now I have some meatballs I can toss into the air fryer when I need them, or I just have a full meal in the freezer. The oven is preheated to 380. I am going to toss my meatballs and my bread into the oven. Now unfortunately I lost the clips for this, but I just made some brown rice in the Instant Pot. I did 1 part water, 1 part rice, and a little bit of beef bouillon just to give it a little bit of flavor instead of adding a little salt to it. And then I also air fried some broccoli. I took just over a pound of this broccoli. I tossed it into the air fryer and I cooked it about 12 minutes at 370. I just kept shaking it every 1.5 to 2 minutes. And I really love brown bits on my broccoli, so I made sure it was extra crispy. And you can add any seasonings of choice, but today I just added some garlic and onion powder, some salt, and some pepper for this. Alright, I am making a cookie recipe. I'm not exactly sure if I'm following the directions precisely yet or not, but I'm going to start off with a 1/4 cup of shortening. I apologize, I'm making this while my rice is going, so you'll probably be able to hear that in the background. Alright, there's a 1/2 cup of shortening. I need 3 1/4 cups of creamy peanut butter. 1 1/4 cup packed brown sugar. And there we go. 3 tablespoons of milk. A teaspoon of vanilla, but when I don't have vanilla, I just add a little bit of maple syrup. Now I am going to get this all mixed up. I'm going to use this whisking hook at first. Now if you didn't see that, I did add in that egg. I'm going to scrape the bottoms and the sides just to make sure there's no pockets of sugar or anything. And then I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients, my flour, my cocoa powder, my salt and baking soda, and then I'll slowly add that in. So for this I need 1 1/4 cups of flour. And there is that. A 1/2 cup of cocoa. Now I just thought of something. The reviews are saying that it's not very peanut buttery or chocolate. So I'm going to take 3 tablespoons of this flour and replace it with 3 tablespoons of this peanut butter powder. We're gonna see how that works. This could either be really good or really bad, but either way, we're experimenting, so it's fine. And then there's that 1/2 cup of cocoa, the 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda as well. And there is that. I'm going to give these a mix. And I'm going to slowly add that in. That looks wonderful. All right, I'm going to let this dough set real quick because we got to get that bread out of the oven. Look at that bread. That looks stunning. Oh, I'm so excited. Smells amazing. Now let's check on these meatballs. Ooh. And those seem perfectly done. So these are both in the oven at 380 for about 28 minutes. All right, and what I'm going to do to these cookies is I am going to scoop these out onto a baking sheet, and then I'll put these in the oven and we'll have these for dessert. These will go in the oven at 375 degrees for 7 to 8 minutes. Now the last ones I pushed down with a camping spatula. This one I'm going to do like the regular fork cross print. Oop, and my rice just naturally released, so it is dinner time. I'm going to open up one of these meatballs and make sure it's done. It turned out perfect. Let's check out this bread. Nice. This looks absolutely stunning. All right, so now we have our bread for the week. All right, we have our rice. Now we have our broccoli. So we have our meatballs, our rice, our broccoli. We have some cookies and some bread, but we probably won't get to that tonight. We'll definitely get to the cookies. Going to fluff that rice a little bit. Add some of that onto my plate. And that is tonight's super simple dinner. We'll add a little bit of barbecue sauce just to dip my meatballs in. And that is it. All right, we are going to put this away. It's my leftover broccoli. I'm going to toss my meatballs. Some meatballs. Nice. Got rice, broccoli, and turkey ready for the fridge. And now we have all of these delicious cookies, and I took a piece out of this one, and these are amazing. I'm definitely glad that I added that extra peanut butter flavoring because you can actually taste the peanut butter in them. I'll leave this recipe down below, and I'll also let you know the changes that I made. All right, let's cut up this bread and see how it is. Now, I have had this little bread thing for 2 years, and it just split right here. I do see that they have metal ones, and I think that I might order one soon. Okay, it might still be a little warm yet, but look at how fluffy that is. This looks amazing. I know you can hardly see, but I might leave it in for a few minutes longer next time, but this is great.
Thank you so much for watching another Dishing Delights video. If you like this video, please hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for watching.